Morning, folks. Boy, am I tired today. But there's spraying to be done, so we'll do that. I forgot to fill her back up the other day. It was my turn, but that was the day after I got my COVID shot, and I was just not doing well. And to be honest, I haven't slept well since, but oh, fuel just went off. It's a lovely 4th of July, so happy Independence Day to my American friends. I'm sure it'll be a few days late by the time you see this, but oh well. I used to love going down to the States. We used to always camp in North Dakota, just across the border. Wow. Just north of Minot is where we always used to camp. So it's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from here. And oh, just a gorgeous little place. And oh, the fireworks. Loved fireworks. 4th of July down there was just a riot. So I got about 80 acres to spray this morning. I wanted to be up about an hour ago. I did not sleep well last night. Just surprisingly not celebrating anything. Hardly even had anything. Just burnt out. Oh, I went for a round of golf at 3 yesterday. We teed off and it was 35 degrees and about 70% humidity. It was brutal and no wind for most of that round. So I'm cooked. I just turned on the sparge. Let's go get some product away. That filter got all plugged up with algae. This needs to be changed out. Either we're going to a tanker or we're going black or green tanks, because I hate it. Like 4 or 5 times a year it's just got algae scum in it. Try this again. Might need a little more. Want to keep that tank as low as we can for right now, because we don't know if we need to fully drain this one and throw it on and take it down to my uncle's place as an extra tank so that we can run for most of the day, or not. Plus I want to take the pressure washer to the inside of that thing. I want to drain it down actually and throw some bleach in the bottom, just kill everything. Maybe then pressure wash it and drain it. That's a later today problem, hopefully. I like with the Climate Field View that you can pre-do your cocktails. You can in here too, but I can do this from my anywhere. My other iPad, the one that we had in the tractor all year, it's still got an active SIM card, so I can take it to Precision Ag and go, yeah, it's this, and I've done it in there. I know there's zero pressure. I turned you off. So I can do it there, or I can do it sitting on my couch. Doesn't really matter. As long as I just hit the update at the end, it's good. So this one is, what's it called? Soratel. There it is. I've already, probably can't see, I've already got 240 mils per acre put in there. Confirm that. The application rate will come from this guy. I'm going to turn on my overlap and my turn compensation, that to auto. Turn that on. Let's get unfolded. Dial that all the way down, and we'll get spraying in a second here. Looks like I'm going to have to give you some power. Not right away, but some. Let's get spraying. So before I get ahead of myself, what I'm just gonna do, I'm not gonna bother with headlands. I'm gonna start on this headland, but I'm just gonna do turns at the end and just snake my way back. Normally I would, for fungicide, I would do the headlands, usually maybe one lap of the headlands, or I would do, say, north and south or east and west, and just go that way, and then I'd finish and get all my little pies at the end. Fungicide, you're not looking for necessarily perfect coverage. Ideally you will, but you don't want to go out of your way to pick something up and just trample more crop than you would get. In crop, the crop will rebound. I sprayed this in crop, and you can see faint tracks here and there, but what I'm trampling today is not going to come back. So, and that's one of the big things with sclerotinia, is it can be devastating, but at the same time, if you don't spray and you don't get it, you're talking $20-30 swing both ways. Like, it's really hard, especially when canola is where it is right now for price. Ooh, is it good? So anyways, we'll get this guy set. I think I've got some stored AB lines. Load or so. I'll just grab that and we'll go. So when we're spraying fungicide, we use these, I think they're Agro Top. Oh, I can't remember, ADF or ADT or something along that. ADF sounds right. Might be wrong. But they're a two-way nozzle. But what I really like about the concept of them, sorry, I'll back up. Last year on the 3330, we had them, so we took them off. Dad spent a lot of money on them, but he also had these air induction things. Like, he had to go from a Wilger to, so he had a Wilger adapter to a T-jet, and then the T-jet air inductor back to T-jet, and then these duo things. So these duo nozzles, I don't know if you can tell, I'll show you my screen maybe at some point here, but I don't spray as fast in fungicide as we do. Like, I'm only doing about 9.5 mile an hour. In burn off, 12.5 is kind of my average. If conditions are right, I'll ramp that up too. You don't want to outrun your coverage. And these duos, I always call them duos. I think they're called AgroTop Duo ADF or something like that. I always call them the duos or the two ways because they're split. And there's a slight forward one. And I'm trying, I might have a spare in here. That would be something if I could have a prop to show you. I wonder, there might be out in that toolbox. I know Dad had some in here. The one point slightly forward, and the other is quite a fair bit back. And there are quite a clever action to it. It's supposed, the one going forward is supposed to essentially use your forward momentum to paint the one side of the plant, and the other shoots backwards to paint your back side of your plant as you're going. So you'd be getting it from the forward side and then the other one, so you get really good coverage out of them. Alright, so I found them. That's what they look like. They sit on there like so. If that's forwards, that's backwards. And these are, yeah, AgroTop ADF, so I was right. They have replaceable nozzles, so you can change your rates. But if I remember right, these are 04s, but they're 80-degree tips, and these are 02s, and they're 110s. So they spray wider because they're spraying almost straight down. And these ones, because they spray so far back, they need a narrower beam to be that wide coverage by the time it lands. Clever design. You can see it might be 10 degrees forwards on the front, pretty close to 45 on the back. But they just pop in there like so. If you ever need to replace them, the rubbers are still really good, so they're tight. You can just pop them with a screwdriver, but when they're older, usually you can, oh, I got it most of the way out. It's really hard to, yeah, it's so easy. There we go. So you can just pop them out. Like I said, the reds are 04s. So we spray these, getting towards the headland here, at 10.5 gallons an acre. Why a half? Works out to be 119 acres on a tank instead of 125. Just usually, if you stretch it that tiny bit, it's not going to matter. Or sorry, if you go just that tiny bit, it's not going to matter whether you're 125 or 119. But it works out better for bash and jugs. Most of the time, jugs are in 40 acre or 80 acre jugs. So it's either, get those going again. It's either, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. 3 jugs or 1.5, pretty common mix. If it's 40 per or 60 per. And like if I was going to put precision yield, which is a foliar fertilizer, supposed to help with the canola filling the pods. Oh, I'm going too fast. It will, how much do I have? Okay, yeah, good. I think those are like a liter an acre or something like that, so it's 10 jugs. It works. We find it works better to be at that 119 or whatever it works out to be. As far as, ooh, that's all, must be a rock there. I don't see one marked, but I forgot what I was talking about there for a second. 10.5 gallons an acre worked out pretty well on the 3330 because it had a 1,050 gallon tank, which means that we were getting 100 acres on a tank. So we kind of kept that math going, but it does work pretty well for us in this. I should only have about 10 acres to go, 10 or 12. I was guessing I don't have the, what's it called, AccuVolume on this yet. Maybe next year, we'll see. There it is. You're okay. I hate you, but you're okay. I was actually debating for this to do variable rate with the climate field view. I haven't tried it yet. I don't think I'm going to do it in the wheat. If anything, I would do it in that field over there, in the Durham. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. The reason I was thinking about doing this one is because a lot of these potholes are just, they're drowned out. Pretty damn close. I had 80 acres worth of chemical. I ballparked my water. 79.5. 79.3. This guy always tallies a hair low. It paints with a broader brush. So let's take a look at what we did here. Undo this. There. Come on. So I sprayed out 79.5 acres, 79.3 on that. It's supposed to be 80. Should be just about right. So if anyone with Adama is interested, try and block the sun. I did two strips. I did a nice one from the west headland over. I did about 60 acres there, and then I did just under 20 over here. I think if I would have got to here, it would have been 20. So, me forgetting to turn off the switch was probably about the difference.